join the big tent that's getting bigger by the day and understand why you know and I know being a dissenter in America is a badge of honor. Why one day you too will be proud to say, I dissent from this charlatan. I dissent from this disaster called Obama. I will not be hypnotized by the deluded fools in America. No, the coming crisis cannot be solved by swooning. The coming crisis cannot be solved by sentimental swooning. The coming crisis cannot be solved by worshiping Obama as though he is a celebrity. No, my friends, the politicians are the last people on earth we should be looking to save us. In fact, most of them should be in prison, and those who we have any faith in at all should be given a very, very, very probationary opportunity in which to prove themselves, but certainly they should not be worshipped. Nevertheless, the public hysteria is at an all-time high. The deluded Americans are still running around with Obama signs and impeach Bush. They still think that a politician can save them from themselves. So if you care to converse on this or any other topic, you know the number to call. And we have the Obama in the press room. Somebody asked Obama about the man he appointed to be defense secretary as being a lobbyist. And Obama gets very, very stiff and rigid and stares at the reporter. Listen to clip 7. Hello.
How do you reconcile Mr. Lynn?
Oh, see, hold on a second, guys. I came down here to visit. I didn't come down here.
Very strict lobbying rules, though. Mr. Lynn was a lobbyist, sir.
Right, Don't worry, guys. We'll.
Okay, see, this is what happens. I can't end up visiting you guys and just shaking hands if I'm going to get grilled every time I come down.
I guess Jonathan didn't like my answer, Mr. President. Did you watch his briefing?
We will be having a press conference at which time you can feel free to answer questions. Right now, I just wanted to say hello and introduce myself to you guys. That's all I was trying to do.
In other words, he was trying to BS them and schmooze them, and one of them actually acted like a journalist and said, how do you reconcile hiring a lobbyist to be defense secretary? And Obama says, hey, I just came down here to BS you. How dare you ask me a question? And then he gets hokey and homey with clip 5. Let's hear that one.
Have you had a workout yet, sir?
You know, I have. Where? I've got my little. It turns out I've got a little gym up here. It's on the 3rd floor.
Tell me what.
All right, he works out. He's a good-looking guy. Great, I'm glad. God, worship him. Just worship. The emperor has no clothes, of course, and it will all end in tears. But God, you keep worshiping, and don't say I didn't warn you. That's all. If you'd like to comment on this, please don't bother, because I'm not going to take your call supporting Obama or attacking Obama. That's not the issue. The issue is whether or not you have the sense to understand politicians who got us in this mess and not going to get us out of it. How can you believe a political party is going to save you? Are you people that crazy? It was the Democrats and the Republicans who bankrupted America. But, okay, you still think it's a two-party system. This party's bad, that party's good. That party's good, that party's bad. You know. Obama speaks Indonesian at State Department? Oh, come on. Let me hear clip 12 and then clip 13.
But first, there was a remarkable and unusual moment today during the president's visit to the State Department. Today, someone yelled from the crowd, hello, in a foreign language. And Obama spoke back in the Indonesian language. Take a listen.
No, all he said was abacaba. That's all. I think he was ordering some dinner or something. I think I ordered abacaba. I haven't been to a rice table restaurant in years. I went in once. It was horrible. Most of those restaurants where they made you take your shoes off, the rugs stank. Who would take your shoes off in a restaurant? What an uncivilized custom. I know a lot of the white liberals thought it was civil. Oh, you go in and you sit with your legs crossed till the circulation stops and you can wind up almost dying of that disease from long plane flights in the Indonesian restaurant. But the idea of sitting with your shoes off, your feet stink. Who wants to sit around a person with their socks looking you in the eye? What an uncivilized custom, my God. Oh, because it was a not American custom. It was better than us. Get out of here, you idiots. You sit with your shoes off. Go smell someone's dirty feet. So he said, akaba, big deal. Probably ordering something from the rice table from Indonesia. You can't make everything into something bigger than it was. He spoke a little Indonesian, big deal. So he lived there, went to a madrasas and studied the Quran. So what? So what? What does it matter to you? What would it matter to you if he woke up one day and he said that the official language will be Saudi Arabian? What's the difference? It's one world. What's the difference if you wake up and he says all white male workers now have to report to re-education camps to make up for the past? So what? He means well. He's a nice guy. I mean, Robert Reich, the distorted little man, said that he doesn't want the money to go to people who are white male construction workers or professionals. So what? What's the difference? What is the difference if Larry King, the lowest of the low, a gutter rat would be something to look up to for Larry King? Did you hear Larry King, what he had the nerve to say yesterday? Do you understand how demented the media is in the form of a Larry King? Listen to clip 22.
Bob, in that regard, my younger son, Cannon, he is 8. And he now says that he would like to be black. I'm not kidding. There's a lot of advantages to being black is in.
Why are they laughing? Does anyone understand what this is? Now, I want to ask you folks, if you're black and your son wakes up and he says he'd like to be white, what would you say to him? Let's just put this aside. Or let's say you're Asian. I did this yesterday. You didn't get it? You're Asian, you wake up and your son is 8 years old. He says, Dad, I would wish I were a white man. What would you say to him? There's a lot of advantages to it. I mean, what would you say to your son? Would you say to him, I mean, I think I'm going to have to write a book on how to raise a child. Maybe I'm, as an elder, as a societal elder, I should have some knowledge. You don't have to get mad at your son if he says a thing like that. It shows that you didn't do your job. It shows you failed him as a father. But Larry King doesn't understand that he failed a child because he doesn't understand he failed as a journalist. He failed as a human being. So how could he understand he failed as a child, in my opinion? So what are you going to do? I got such horrible calls up there. I don't know what to do. It's like looking to take any of them right now. I feel like I'd rather have dental work than take any call. Now they're attacking Biden already. Now they're attacking Biden. You know why. I know what's coming. I see the whole picture with Hillary on the horizon. I know already what they're lining up. She didn't win, but there's a way in, directly. There's the way direct and indirect. That's all. So Biden's already being given a little walking message soon. Something tells me Biden's going to have a little medical problem shortly, and there's going to be a shifting of the puppets on the stage. Something tells me. And so, whoa, wow, you went from Secretary of State to Vice President. How'd that? Well, we modified the Constitution a little bit, but we did so in the interest of America, and special times require special modifications, so don't worry about it, and take a walk and dummy up, and that's it. And she's now Vice President. That's all. And then I hope he doesn't fly in any small planes to Hyannisport over the weekend. That's all I can say. Woo. I just hope he doesn't take up flying and go to Hyannisport over the weekend. I still have a weird feeling about that. That plane crash, it was, that you don't even understand the New York seat, which they just appointed to the woman with like Sarah Palin from upstate New York, the Democrat, the NRA woman. Thank God it wasn't the unqualified Kennedy. Whoa. My God. Thank God Patterson had a bigger vision than they thought. They're the ones who were partially blind, not him. This guy can see pretty well. Patterson picked the woman, so she's a conservative Democrat. He knows what he's doing. His advisors are smart. He did the right thing. But that seat was originally Moynihan's seat. Those of you who don't remember who he was. He was the intellectual, sort of like an intellectual of the liberals. He said things with 2 or 3 syllables sometimes, and therefore that qualified him as the equivalent of Freud, Wagner, and Karl Marx put together. But because he strung together more than 2-syllable words, he was the intellectual. He wrote a paper once in a while. And he was a liberal, and that seat was always known as the New York Senators, the liberal seat. Then it was supposed to be Kennedy's seat, Kennedy the male. Good-looking guy, should have been the senator. And they knew he would have been president. If he had become senator, the young Kennedy was killed in that unfortunate plane crash, he would have been president by now. No question about it. You look back on history. I'm giving you a thumbnail of what went on here. Now, some would say the plane crashed on its own accord. He flew it upside down in the dark or whatever. I'm not so sure, that's all. There were an awful lot of airplane crashes over the years that later proved out to be mysterious, like black and blue marks that appear on your arm in the middle of the night. You know what I'm saying? I'll be right back.